Hi everyone, good morning. Good morning, sir. Mahendra sir, Shukla sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, everyone. Very good morning. So, thank you very much for joining. First of all, everyone, and you're welcome to the webinar on provisional accreditations of NAAC for the individual colleges. So this webinar is being organized by Sri Vasabi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Andhra Pradesh, in collaboration with Accreditation, Ranking and Certification Network India, ARCNET India. So I'll just introduce ARCNET. ARCNET is actually, an initiative of Climate Research Solutions, our firm. And the aim of the ARCNET India is to attain the academic excellence through the networking of professionals working in the area of accreditation, ranking, and certifications. So I'm very thankful to Dr. K. Srinivasa, who is the principal and professor at Sri Vasabi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Andhra Pradesh, and coordinator for this webinar, Dr. Mohan Gandhi, associate professor at Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis and Quality Assurance at Sri Vasabi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, for approaching and showing their interest in organizing this workshop. So thank you very much, and I would like to thank our resource person for today's webinar, Professor Mahendra Singh Rathod. Sir is the principal at Gitanjali Institute of Pharmacy, Gitanjali University, Udaipur, and we have panelists for today, Professor Shukla sir. So I welcome you all. Welcome you, all the audiences, all the professors, principals, and the coordinators who were interested, and who shown the interest to join this webinar. Thank you very much. And now I'll, give the Gandhi sir. Go ahead. Gandhi sir, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the initiation. And now I would like to invite our principal, sir, Dr. K. Srinivas Garu, to kindly give the welcome address. Over to you, sir. Principal, sir. Just a minute.
It muted exists. Now it is okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes. Okay. So we just on behalf of this webinar regarding the provisional accreditation for NAAC and for colleges, and we'd like to introduce our institution, which was founded by the Vasavi Education Society in the year 2005, and the college is located in the atmosphere of Accreditation, which is almost 7 kilometers from Accreditation, West Godavari. We are working continuously for the betterment of the institution in terms of wealth of the learning and the best ways of doing justification to the students. And one more thing, that we have the BPharm of 100 seats capacity, and from 3 branches we are having 15 seats in each branch, and we have good number of PhDs in this institution. And we have we sanctioned 3 RPS projects from RPS, and having mud drafts, and having 5 to 6 seminar grants from different DST and AACT and this medical council ICMR also. But only thing is that we are lagging behind this accreditation process. That's why we are very much interested to have the series of webinars and make others college also to include in this. And altogether, we'll just go for a provisional accreditation of NAAC for colleges. This is our motto. And we start initiation with the help of our Dr. Mohan Gandhi, Associate Professor of this institution. So we welcome all these registered delegates and make the program successful. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind welcome address. Arijit, sir, shall we proceed?
Yes, sir. I think we should. We can proceed, sir. Yes.
Done, sir. Done. Good morning, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for attending this webinar. I'm Dr. Mohan Gandhi, coordinator of the webinar. I feel privileged in introducing today's research person and panelist to the participants. Firstly, I would like to introduce our panelist, Dr. Rupesh R. Sukla, sir.
I request everyone to put off their mic. Yes, I'm requesting all the audiences to put off their mics, please.
Dr. Sukla, sir, is having
Yes, Gandhi, sir, go ahead.
Work experience in academics, has completed PhD in e-governance in 2015, MCM, MSc, and MTech, and he's having 10 years of administrative experience, 3 years of industrial experience. He is member Board of Studies, Devi Ahilya University, Indore. He is IQAC coordinator, SEM KVM Indore. He is visiting faculty member in various management and engineering colleges. He has guided various colleges and universities for NAAC accreditation process. He is IQAC member of various colleges. He is member Exam Control Board of Autonomous Institutions. He has attended workshops and seminars conducted by IIT, IEEE, and CDSE. He has published more than 15 research papers in reputed journals, conferences. He has published more than 6 books for UG students, and he is the life member of CSI. He has delivered various lectures in seminars, conferences, and workshops, especially on NAAC accreditation process, cybersecurity, etc. And he is a reviewer of international conference. With this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. Rupesh Sukla, sir, to this webinar and request him to kindly act as panelist for the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this nice introduction.
Thank you, sir. Now I would love to introduce our today's resource person, Professor Dr. Mahendra Singh Rathore, sir, to the participants. Dr. Rathore is a passionate academician in pharmacy domain. He has completed B Pharmacy from Rajasthan University, M Pharmacy from DIPSA, Delhi University, PhD, BR Nehta College of Pharmacy, Mansar. He has held various portfolios in varying capacity in pharmacy domain. He held responsible positions like HOD and coordinator for NBA accreditation filing at College of Pharmacy, and accreditation was granted by NBA for 3 years. He has been engaged in accreditation and ranking procedures like NBA, NAAC, NIRF, QS ranking, ISO certifications, NABH, etc. at different institutions for the past 17 years. He served to Maulana Ambala for about 7 years, which is deemed to be university. During his tenure as director of IQAC of the university secured 93rd position in NIRF ranking and NABH accreditation. He initiated various quality enhancement initiatives there. He filed AQAR for the university and coordinated documentation of 11 constituent institutions that include pharmacy, medical, dental, nursing, physiotherapy, engineering, law, hotel management, and MCA. With his effort, the university got NAAC A++ grade recently. He also coordinated online application filing of NAAC from ISF College of Pharmacy, Moga, and granted NAAC Grade A accreditation. He has guided over 50 research students of post-graduation program like MPharm, PharmD, and currently 4 PhD students are enrolled under his supervision. He is having 50 publications to his credit in journals of national and international repute. He was group leader in formulation development at DST's initiatives, TIFAC Core, during his tenure at Nahata College of Pharmacy, Mansar. He completed 4 research products under the government of India, funded by government and industry. One project entitled Academia Industry Interaction Project, sponsored by NSTMIS, Division of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, was a national survey conducted in 3 years, and data of 345 academic and 198 industrial organizations with over 900 researchers was submitted to Government of India. He has organized several webinars, offline FTBs, seminars, and conferences in various capacity. Currently, he is working as principal, Geetanjali Institute of Pharmacy, and director of IQAC at Geetanjali University, Udaipur, Rajasthan. He received grants from Government of India to present his research work at Baltimore, USA. He was recognized among Best 50 Directors, IQAC, by Ulex Solutions in year 2019 and bagged Best Principal Award in year 2021. He is also serving as Inspector of Pharmacy Council of India and as assessor for P-team visit at panel of NAAC. With this introduction, I invite Dr. Rathore sir to kindly enlighten participants with his talk over accreditation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. B. Mohan Gandhi, for this nice introduction.
Sir. Yes. Yes.
Professor K. Srinivas Garu, Principal of Wasabi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Andhra Pradesh. Dr. B. Mohan Gandhi. Dr. Ajit Singh, the CEO of Climate Research Solution. Dr. Rupesh Shukla, the panelist for this webinar. Honorable respected principals, professors, IQC coordinators of the various colleges who joined this webinar. So it is my privilege and I am thankful to the Wasabi Institute of Pharmacy and ARCNET India for providing me this opportunity to highlight the important aspects of this burning issue, that is the PAC, that has been recently introduced by NAAC. So before I will start my presentation, I would like to talk something about this accreditation. So the bottom line for this accreditation is to enhance the quality and then maintaining the quality throughout the tenure where the students are studying, and the faculty members and all stakeholders are responsible for providing the quality education, and in turn it would be leading to the India in standing in the developed countries. So that all of us are knowing about the NAAC, that NAAC is an autonomous institute that is by UGC, granted by UGC, and working since 1993 in the area of awarding the accreditation. So over the period of this time of more than 28 years, the NAAC has evolved a mechanism for the institutes to award the different accreditation rankings. So Dr. Ajit, I would, and Dr. Mohan Gandhi, I would request you, if anything is there, glitch is there, if my voice is not, please interrupt me, so that I think voice is audible. And
sure, sir. Sure, sir. You're audible.
You're perfectly visible and audible.
Yeah. So and this NAAC accreditation process was quite cumbersome, that for the institutions, and they have made the different categories for the universities, for the affiliated institutes, for the autonomous institutes, and then they have made different manuals, and these manuals are very cumbersome. There is a complete procedure which demands a lot of documentation practices, and then a lot of quality initiatives to be introduced by the higher education institute. So recently NAAC has introduced the provision of the provisional accreditation for colleges, and this was introduced with certain objectives and aims about which I will discuss in my forthcoming slides. So just I will start my presentation, and in between if anything query is there, I would request to the participants kindly note it down so that in the question and answer session at the end that we can discuss and we can resolve the queries. So let me share my screen.
Yes, sir.
The screen is visible, sir?
Visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Visible, sir. Visible.
So it is made full PowerPoint presentation mode. So this accreditation, this webinar is being organized by Wasabi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Andhra Pradesh, in association with ARCNET India and Climate Research Solutions. So here was the flyer that was given to the various participants. So the contents for this webinar would be in this series, and that firstly we will discuss about the current status of NAAC assessment and accreditation process. Then we will discuss about what is the provisional accreditation of colleges. Then what are the eligibility criteria for colleges to qualify for this particular provision of NAAC. Then what are the various steps? That is a step-wise manner, how the institution can apply for the PAC and get the PAC status. Then there would be certain questions that would be asked by the NAAC and the prescribed performer, and the institution are required to supply the information that is about the general information about the institute. Then there are 10 quantitative questions that are to be answer is to be given in the prescribed format, that is in the Excel format, and then there are 15 qualitative questions for which the institutions have to answer. So let's discuss about the current status of the NAAC accreditation. That as per the UGC's quality mandate and the Mandatory Accreditation Act that was passed in 2013, that every higher education institute who is offering the graduate or above programs to the students has to mandatorily secure the accreditation by NAAC with the score of 2.51 or above, or you can say in the current grading mechanism that is known as the B+ grade by 2022. By the end of this year, this was expected by the UGC and NAAC that the institution would get the accreditation, and this was the objective set. So far, India is having the 1,043 universities, and out of that, only 392 universities are accredited by NAAC. So this percentage comes around 37.58%, which is very low, and this is below the expectation of the NAAC. Then there are 42,343 institutes, higher education institutes in the various domains, and out of them only 20%, that is 8,483 institutes till now, till the this is the data updated up to February 8, 2022. So only 20% institutes have been accredited by the NAAC. So this is a big question in front of the higher education authorities and NAAC and UGC, that what is the reason, what are the reasons behind this lower percentage. So there were studies conducted, and then statistical analysis was performed by the NAAC, and then it came to know that that what was the major reason, that is fear of obtaining the poor grading or no accreditation. See, if the institute has applied for the NAAC, then mandatorily they have to put the status of their application along with all the information on the website. And if the institute is not getting the grade, good grade, or not accredited by the NAAC, they have to display, they have to disclose this thing on in the public domain, so that this would be leading to the adversely, it would be affecting the marketing of the institutes, and it in turn ultimately it might affect the admission process also. So before that, what was the eligibility criteria before announcement of this PAC was that the current rules were saying that the institution who is having a standing of 6 years, or the institute has passed out 2 batches, the institutions were eligible to go for the full NAAC assessment and accreditation process. Now, looking into this poor percentage, then after the very long thought process, the NAAC evolved with the provision that is known as the Provisional Accreditation of Colleges. And this is basically an opportunity for inviting the more number of higher education institutes to adopt the quality through provisional accreditation. This provisional accreditation is granted to the colleges in the planning stages of its assessment and accreditation. So there are certain objectives laid down with this provision of PAC. That is to identify the colleges which are eligible to apply for the comprehensive assessment and accreditation process by NAAC. So this is the process by which the NAAC will identify, and then this is the basically the assisting phenomenon by which the institutes would be ruling out their fears and they will come forward for the NAAC accreditation. So I will tell you what is there. This is a comparatively easier format of the NAAC as compared to the full assessment and accreditation. One more thing is that once the institution has gone through this process of PAC, then there would be feedback would be provided to the applicant colleges regarding specific improvement needed for reaching the threshold level of the quality, so that they would be eligible to apply for the full assessment and accreditation by NAAC. Another objective was to handle, sensitize and motivate the colleges to come forward for the assessment and accreditation process of NAAC. And this process is to make the institutions ready for full accreditation and assessment. So in nutshell, we can say this PAC is the miniature version of the full NAAC assessment and accreditation, because in this process has been framed in such a way that if the institution is going through the complete process of PAC, they would be acquainted with the different stages and the different actions that were being taken by the NAAC in order to provide the full assessment and accreditation, so that they would be sensitized to this process, that how to going through the complete procedure in a stepwise manner. So this would be a very good exercise for the institutions, and there would be certainly a benefit the institutions who are searching for the who are questing for the quality. So what would be the eligibility criteria? That has been simplified and relaxed, very much relaxed rather, I would say, that any institution offering the graduate or above programs that is completed at least one academic year. That's mean academic year is defined by the NAAC like that the institution has admitted the students and the students examinations are over and the results has been announced. So if one academic year is over, then the institution is eligible to apply for PAC. This PAC is having validity for 2 years, and for the maximum 2 cycles it would be awarded. That's mean maximum 4 years the institution can enjoy the status of the provisional accreditation, and later on they have to go for the full assessment and accreditation process. The mode would be the binary mode, that whether the outcome of the accreditation would be in the term of certificate given by the NAAC that this institution is provisionally accredited, or the institution, if not accredited, then this intimation would also be given. So there would be only 2 things. There would be no grade, that institution either is provisionally accredited or it is not accredited. Then suppose an institution is having one opportunity to reapply after 6 months, but before 1 year of the expiry of the application date. There is a certain fee has been charged, would be charged by the NAAC, that is INR 10,000 rupees along with GST and actual logistic if PTV, peer team visit. PTV means peer team visit is recommended. So we will see the various steps in the coming slides. Then there's one condition is there, that there should be the necessary disclosure of the result on the higher education's website, higher education institute's website, that they have to disclose that they have undergone the PAC process and this is the result. Then if institutions are having any grievance regarding the assessment and accreditation process in terms of PAC, then it would be handled by the independent ombudsman. Now let's discuss about the process and how to apply for the NAAC accreditation and assessment process in terms of PAC. So it is mandatorily being notified by the UGC that every institution has to register for the ISHE, that is All India Survey on the Higher Education, and the institution has to procure one ISHE ID. This ISHE ID is basically 4 or 5 digit number along with that one alphabet. It is U dash triple XXXX, whatever the number is there for the universities. And then for the colleges, it would be starting from C, that is colleges, and then the number would be provided. So this is a unique ID that would be required by the higher education institute once they will go for the application or the registration on the NAAC higher education portal. Then if the institute has not registered on the NAAC portal, then the institution has to undergo this registration process. This is a very easy process that required some basic documentation that the existence of the institute and then their affiliating letters and some statutory regulatory authorities along with the ISHE certificate they have to provide. And then this would be registered, and then email ID and password would be provided, and then the institute can operate through the portal. So one thing is that after 2017 July 2017, the NAAC is not accepting any hard copy document. All the things are being executed by the NAAC or from the institute or to the NAAC. So whatever the communication is there, that would be through the institutional higher education portal only. After registration, the institute has to apply on the portal in the prescribed format that has been given by the NAAC. There would be in total 25 questions in addition to the basic information that is being asked. Out of that, these 25 questions, they will carrying 50 marks, and the bifurcation would be like this: 10 quantitative questions and 15 qualitative questions. So this is the similar format by which the full assessment and accreditation process is being there. So it is known as the metrics there. So the qualitative metrics and the quantitative metrics. The quantitative metrics means that we have to submit the objective data in the prescribed Excel formats to the NAAC, and qualitative means these are the descriptive in nature, so that the description is to be provided along with the supporting documents. Then the application would be submitted to the NAAC in the prescribed format on the NAAC portal through dashboard of HEI. Then there would be a DVV process. That DVV process is there that I would like to highlight or brief you, those who are not aware with this DVV term. That is the data verification and validation process. So in the full assessment and accreditation process also the same thing would happen. So whatever the data you have submitted, that is regarding the IQA, that is institutional information on the quality assessment, or regarding SSR, in the similar manner in the PAC process also they have introduced the DVV process mechanism. Now what is this? DVV is an agency that is the third party, third agency apart from the institute, NAAC, and the third agency would be there. This third party would be receiving the information by the NAAC that these are the quantitative questions or these are the information that has been supplied by the institute, and then this third party would verify the information that has been given by the institute, and then they will ask or raise some queries. The institution has to reply in a certain frame of time in replying of these queries, and then the process would further proceed. Then there would be a virtual visit of the peer team. That's mean online visit would be there by the NAAC, and this would be constituted by the peer team would be constituted by the 2-member team. One would be the principal of the college, and or sometime it may be vice chancellor, and one would be another senior professor. So this 2-member team would look into the qualitative data, the descriptive type of questions. They will verify the documents, and then they will give their assessment. So the whole process is being designed in such a manner that the institution would be having a flavor of the full assessment and accreditation process in terms of easy questions. If you see the manuals of the full accreditation process, it is quite cumbersome, and many of the things that institutions are lacking, so that institutions are having apprehension that we are not having this thing, so that if we will fill for the full accreditation, we will not be able to get the good grade, or we will not be able to get the accreditation at all. So these questions have been very simplified and the very basic things. If any higher education institute is in existence, Then this institute must be doing all these things, the questions which I am going to discuss with you in subsequent slides. So this is a very easy process, rather I would say, as compared to the full assessment and accreditation process, just to sensitize the institution about the whole process. Then the outcome of this PAC would be a certificate from the NAAC along with the evaluative report. This evaluative report would giving the institution and highlight that these are the area in which the institution can develop, and over the period of time they can do the things, they can perform the activities, they can initiate the quality initiatives, then sustain them, and then in quality enhancement measures would be taken so that they would be ready for the full assessment and accreditation process. Now, this complete performa of PAC is having three parts. The first part is the part A, that is the information that to be provided to the NAAC by HEI in the prescribed format. The first thing is that the institution must be having ICID. Then this ICID, if the institution is knowing that, then they can find out on the ica.gov.in. If not, then they have to apply for this. And then during this registration process, they have to upload the IC certificate. Then the institution name. One thing the institute has to very carefully mention here, I would make a specific mention that the institution has to take all precautions of naming their institutes as it is reflected in the documents given by the affiliating authority or statutory regulatory authority. Whatever the name is there, then it is to be exactly the same, because it would be verified by the NAAC, and if query is there, then the process may be delayed. So this thing is to be taken care of. Then the date of establishment of the institution, it's to be same as it is mentioned in the affiliating authority, document given by the affiliating authority. The institution is having own building, this is to be answered in the yes or no. Then there must be a website on which the information about the institution is hosted. Then this link is to be provided in there. Then there would be one head of the institution information and the IQAC coordinator information must be there, because these are the mandatory thing, because all the communication would be done on this email ID and password, and once the registration is done, please keep secured this password. And one more important thing is that because it has been observed many times that once you have given the mobile number and once you have given the email ID, that would be freezed for throughout the tenure. So that carefully you select the number, and it would be better that do not provide the personal numbers, because sometimes the personal number changes, sometimes the person transferred or shifted or changes the jobs, who is on the seat. So then the whole institution process would be having problems. So one official number, one official email ID that is permanent, this to be given here. So that the details of the institution is to be given in this part A. Then IQC coordinator's detail also is required, along with the mobile number, and, telephone number, email ID, etc. Then the location of the institution, whether it is located at the urban, rural, semi-urban, tribal or hilly area. Then has the institution completed one academic year? If it is yes, then the last completed academic year is to be mentioned there. Then the type of college, it may be by classification by shift, day, night or evening shift, by gender, boys, girls or co-ed colleges there, by management, whether it is private, unaided or aided or government. So this is the general information that is to be provided by the higher education institute. Then the status of the college is to be mentioned, whether it is affiliated college. Affiliated college means that the institution would be getting a degree from the affiliating university, and they will be adopting the syllabus that or curriculum that is provided by the university, or the autonomous college, and that they are having the autonomy to conduct their own examinations, or standalone institutions that who are not the part of the group of institutes, they individually stands, and then the document is to be uploaded there. So that affiliation letter would be sufficient enough for this. Then a name of the jurisdiction of the college under the university, that's again the same thing, where it is located with the university, that is to be given. Then SRA, that is a statutory regulatory authority, this document, if it is there, so it is applicable to the certain program, certain colleges like dental college, it's DCI, medical colleges, NMC, pharmacy colleges, it's PCI, INC, the Indian Nursing Council, then AICT, Bar Council of India, Council of Architecture, National Council for the Teachers Education, Ayush, etc. So whatever the affiliating, because the technical courses are there and certain courses are there where the approval of the council is required. So this is to be provided here, that affiliation letter. Then the Association of Indian Universities degree equivalent certificate, it is, if it is actually applicable. So suppose the institution is admitting the students from the foreign nationals, then they have to provide the equivalence of the qualification criteria for the particular program. Then the number of faculty members who are having doctoral degree or equivalent, they are to be mentioned here. Then what are the various programs that are being offered by the institute? General format is there. Then this is to be uploaded by the self-declaration, the name of the program, the department, and the year of establishment of this program likewise. So here the thing is that the program means any program means the which is leading to a degree, that is BCom, BA, or MCom, MBA, BPharm, MPharm, PharmD. These are the programs, and the subjects under these programs is known as the courses. So many times there is a confusion that what are the courses. We used to say that we are offering this BPharm course. So in the NAAC terminology, it would not be counted as course. It would be counted as we should say BPharm program. And in that, where the various subjects are there for which the examination is conducted, this would be known as the courses. Then the regulatory agencies like UGC and other affiliating university are time to time giving the notices and circular to the affiliating colleges that these are the mandatory committees to be formed by the college. So like anti-ragging ICC, Internal Complaint Committee, the SC/ST cell, or the student grievance adversary portal. Likewise, so these committees need to be constituted by the institute, and then this information is to be supplied here. Then whether the institution is adopting a management information system, that they want to know that to what extent the institute is adopting the ICT tools or automated system or online system, the paperless system, you can say. So this is the thing that where the NAAC is emphasizing too much. Then choice-based credit system is implemented by the college in the college curriculum. Yes or no, we have to prescribe that. Then at last one in this part, the institution have to provide the undertaking in the prescribed performa that is being given by the NAAC. So this performa would be having the general information. Undertaking is there that whatever the information we are providing is correct and to best of our knowledge. Likewise, so this performa is there. Now come to the second part of this provisional accreditation for colleges process. This part includes the quantitative questions. That is 10 quantitative questions the institute would, the NAAC would ask, and the institution has to reply. And there is certain bar set, and accordingly the marks has been given. So in this table, the first question is like this: the percentage of teachers against the sanctioned or required posts for the full-time teachers. So here we have to understand that what is the philosophy behind this question, and what is the terminology of the full-time teachers. So if it is suppose if it is SRA, suppose it says 30 faculty members are required, and against those 30 members, how many faculty members are recruited by the college? So if it is less than 50%, the marks awarded would be 0. If it is between 50 to 75% seats or sanctioned posts are filled by the recruitment, then the marks would be 1. And if it is greater than 75%, the marks awarded would be 2. So that this assessment would be done on the scale of 0, 1, and 2. So whatever the percentage is there, the institution can self-assess that what are the marks that we can get by this matrix. Now the second one thing I left here, that is the full-time teachers. Full-time teachers means the teacher who is teaching for the last academic year and has taken the 90% of the workload that is being prescribed for the particular teacher or subject. So the 90% of workload, if it is taken, it would be counted as a full-time teacher. So So full-time teacher need not to be that whether it may be the ad hoc teacher, but he must be continuing for the full one academic year. He may be in the temporary nature, permanent, or whatever the reason is there. So full-time teacher should be there. This is the requirement by the NAAC. Then the second part comes is the student-teacher ratio. That is how many students are there. We have to supply the information, and then how many teachers are there, so that accordingly the ratio would be calculated. And then one also can calculate it by themselves. So if it is greater than 50, that's mean on 50 students, one teacher is there, then the score would be 0. If it is between 30 to 50 students with one teacher, it is 1. And if it is lesser than 30, then it would be 2. Third question comes is about the percentage of the students who are undertaking the project work or field work or internship, dissertation or skill-based learning. So this percentage would be calculated by the total number of students that you have given in the first matrix, and then how many students out of them are either taking the project or field work or internship or dissertation would be calculated like this. So if it is less than 10, it is 0, 10 to 21, and if it is greater than 20% students are undertaking this type of activities, the score would be provided 2. Now the pass percentage of the students. So this and one thing, important thing is that the institution have to provide the data of the last completed academic year, irrespective of the institution's status of NAAC accreditation, irrespective of the institution's date of establishment. All affiliated colleges, all colleges, they can go for this PAC by giving this thing. Then the pass percentage of the students is that in the last completed academic year, across all programs, how many students have appeared, and out of them, how many have passed. So this percentage would be calculated and would be taken by the students. Suppose institute is running 4 programs, and there would be 4 examinations, and in 4 examinations, 1,000 students are appeared, and out of them, the 800 students passed. Then it is 80%. If 500 pass, 50% likewise. So if the pass percentage would be less than 30, the mark 0. 30 to 50, it would be 1, and if it is greater than 50, then it would be given 2 marks. Next question comes is the number of research papers, books, book chapters, conference proceeding, patents published. Here I would like to quote one thing, that NAAC is considering only the papers which are indexed in the UGC care list, or which are indexed in the PubMed or Web of Science or Scopus. So only these papers, because this would be done by the third party, that is known as the InflibNet, and automatically it would be taking the data from the databases. Only the information is to be supplied by the NAAC in the prescribed format by the institution, and the score would be calculated. If it is less than 2, 0 mark, 2 to 5, it is 1 mark, and if it is greater than 5, then it would be 2 marks. The next question is the student computer ratio. The NAAC want to know that how many ICT facilities you have provided to the students. If it is greater than 50, 1 computer on 50 students, 0, 30 to 51, and less than 30 students for 1 computer would be 2. So these are the simple things that one can score well in this. Then percentage of classrooms and seminar halls with the ICT facility. If it is 0 classroom, suppose 10 classrooms are there, and out of them at least this you can say 1 to 10% is there, one mark, and if it is greater than 10%, then it would be 2 marks. So at least out of 10 classrooms, 2 classrooms need to be there to score good score. Their internet connection and facility, Wi-Fi facility is available in the institutions, that is greater than 3 Mbps, less than 3 Mbps 0, 3 to 10 1, and greater than 10 Mbps is 2. So here you see that in the beginning from the application process to the award, the full accreditation process also following the same procedure. There are certain criteria, and the NAAC has taken sample questions or some questions from these criteria and put here for the PAC. So it's in the question 9th. There's a number of curricular or co-curricular, extracurricular or sports program which are being organized by the institutions. The detail is to be provided. And if it is 0, then 0 mark, 1, 2, 3, 1 mark, and if it is greater than 3, 2 marks. Then last question, quantitative category is the number of faculty development programs, professional development, administrative trainings, orientation, capacity building programs, etc. So if it is less than 1, 0 mark, 1, 2, 3, 1 mark, and greater than 3, 2 marks. So at least more than 2 FDPs or programs or professional development programs or administrative trainings or orientation programs are to be conducted by the institution in the last completed academic year. So far, this is about the quantitative questions. In quantitative questions, there would be prescribed performa by the NAAC, and there are certain things that are to be taken care of, so that this time frame is not permitting to tell about these things. So there are certain type of documentation is required. Though the process is simple, but the documentation training is required, and the document how to present the documents, so that in single shot the institution get the PAC status. Then next comes is your qualitative questions. That is the descriptive type of questions where the institution has to reply to this question in 300 or 300 words, along with certain documents which are required. Then question 1 is how does the college assess the learning levels of the students after admission, and what are the special measures taken to cater the different needs of students? So what NAAC want to ask in this question, that is once the student is admitted, up to his passing out, what are the various things that institution take care of the students by these measures? So that is the measure that are being given there. What is the mechanism of the institution having to identify the slow learner or advanced learner, and what are the criteria that is to be provided in this question? Question number 2 comes is that describing the student-centric methods like experiential learning, participative learning, problem-solving methodologies, etc. So if an institution is only going through the chalk and duster teaching learning style, then the institution had to upgrade that. Then specifying the ICT-enabled tools that including the online resources for effective teaching and learning process. So during this pandemic, lot many programs or courses are offered being online by the various agencies. Government has also taken initiatives, like one example is SVIPS, NPTEL, so and other online repositories. So whether the teachers are using these things for teaching their students using ICT tools, so that institution has to describe this thing in the question number 3. Then one question is there, fourth one, that is mentioning the extension activities that are conducted in the neighboring community in terms of impact and sensitizing the students to the social issues and holistic development. So the students need to, because the philosophy behind this, once the student is passing out, then they will go into the society and they will serving the society in various capacities. So whether the institution are aware with the social issues or sensitized towards the social aspects, so that whether during their curriculum this thing are being provided by the institution, yes or no, and what if so, what are these things that is to be given in the qualitative question number 4. Then question number 5 comes is to describe the facilities which are available for teaching learning, like classrooms, laboratories, computing equipments, other facilities for the cultural activities or yoga or games or sports. So you see the NAAC is covering almost all aspects which are required to be run by the institute, and this response of this question is to be given in 300 words, that what are the various facilities we are having to offer for the students. Then providing the details regarding the library facilities. About the library, you have to tell that whether it is automated or not, what are software that we are using, or how many number of volumes, how many books are there, what is the mechanism of library. So all the things can be described here. Then question 7 comes is how does the college reflect the academic pursuits in line with the vision and mission. So here the NAAC want to know that whether the vision, mission statement has been framed by the institution, the long-term goals are being framed or short-term goals are being framed, and with which philosophy the institution is running, and whether this academic and administrative pursuits or activities are reflecting these things in their actions or not, that yeah, we have to describe this. Next question comes is that how does the college effectively reflect the leadership in the various practices like decentralization and participative management. So they want to know that whether the organization of the institute is decentralized, the power has been delegated to the other participants, so that all the corners of the institutes are participating in the teaching learning processes or functioning of the college. So these are the things that are to be mentioned here in this question. Next comes is the institution development plan. So that institution is running, they have to show that what are our future plans for this, that like how many more programs we want to introduce, what are the good practices that we want to introduce, what are the things that we are lacking, and then we want to develop this thing. So these things come into the plan, and long-term and short-term goals along with the timelines that are to be provided in this question, institutional development plan. So this is to be framed carefully, and this requires the training aspect, because in this for qualitative questions, what are the documents required, how to write this, and what are the things which are being asked, so that because you see in the NAAC PAC process, total number are given 50 marks, and out of those 50 marks, the institution has to minimum get 20 marks to qualify for this PAC. Then it would be accredited. So you can see that you can achieve the good marks by framing or supplying the good documentation to the NAAC in the different type of questions. Then comes is the describing the quality initiatives. This is the task of the IQC, internal quality assurance system, that comes in role. So because they would be playing a key role in the all NAAC assessment and accreditation, let it be PAC, let it be full accreditation process, the NAAC is putting lot many emphasis, very much emphasis over this particular part, that how functionalized, how effective, how good is the internal quality assurance system is there. So institution is self-assessing the things, whether they are initiating any initiative, quality initiative, whether they are able to maintain this, or you can say whether the enhancement measures have been taken by the higher education institute. Then next comes is 11th question, that is explaining the capacity building and skill enhancement initiatives that are being taken by the institution, such as soft skills, language and communication skills, life skills. I'm audible, Dr. Ajit, Dr. Mohan?
Yes, sir, you're audible. You're audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So in this 11th question, this capacity building initiatives are to be mentioned there, like sort for the because curriculum part is being provided by the teaching learning process. But what are the additional things that are required by the institute? Just a moment, just a 1 minute break. I would. Sorry, some important call was there. Sorry for interruption. So let's discuss about this another one question, that is life skills, yoga, physical fitness, health and hygiene, because these are the things that are required for the holistic development of the student. So what are the initiatives that has been taken by the institute is to be mentioned here in the 300 words, along with some supporting documents. Then next comes is question number 12, that is asking about that is whether the institution is having a transparent mechanism for the timely redressal of the students' grievances, including sexual harassment and ragging cases. So because this is mandatory by law also and by higher education authorities, that these are the things that to be provided, and the mechanism is to be in place and it should be functional. So the process would be asked by the NAAC, and we have to provide the supplement documents that may be asked during the by the NAAC at any point of time. And question number 13 comes is there regarding the sensitization initiatives that are taken by the institutions for the students and employees regarding constitutional obligations, values, rights, duties, and responsibilities of the citizens. So what are the activities that we are taking or we are conducting to sensitize for these issues? So that since we are residing in India and it is having one constitution, there are certain values and duties and rights. So that what are the activities by which the institute disseminates this information or making in order to make the students and employees a good citizen. So all these things are to be described here. Then comes is the qualitative question number 14 that is asking about the performance of the institution in one area that is distinctive to its priority and thirst. So all the institutions are working in some philosophy, and the one area in which institution is having a strength and it is distinct, which is making them to stand in the separately from the other institutions. So what are the specific things and what are the performances that is to be described in this question? Then the last questions comes in the qualitative question is to describe the unique strength, weakness, challenges, and opportunities. That is the SWOT analysis, SWOT analysis. And the achievement of the colleges is to be mentioned here. This is having 3 parts. This question is a very important one. And as you can see, this is the concluding question also about the institutional functioning. And the last thing is that why the college need the provisional accreditation. So we have to justify that, because in this question, the hidden thing that NAAC want to ask that why no, you are not going for the full assessment and accreditation. Why you are trying to adopting this PAC? So you must be having some solid ground behind that to justify that. This is the reason we intend to go for the full accreditation process, and just to have the sensitization and training for our faculty members and to know about the process, we are going for this PAC. So all the things are to be framed appropriately along with supplement documents, and these needed to be uploaded here. So here, these are the questions are over for all the next, and then the NAAC would be providing the PAC in view of all this information that is being asked in the 3 parts. NAAC would assess them, they will award the marks, the peer team would be looking into that, DVV process would be there, and then because this is the same process is being happening in the full assessment and accreditation process also. Here, one thing is that if the peer team visit is there, visit is usually would not be there, it would be online process only, virtual visit, and if the institution demands the physical or on-site visit, then institution has to pay some logistic fee along with GST. So all these things would be leading to the assessment, and then the outcome would be in terms of the certificate awarded by the NAAC that this institution is provisionally accredited, and the evaluative report that would be showing that these are the strengths that where you can do much well, these are the weaknesses, and these are the challenges and opportunities that institution first have to self-analyze. They have to give this question, and then this report would be describing also that these are the area where one can get the development. So this is about this complete process of PAC, and I hope I have made justice with the content of PAC. So I would be inviting the questions from the audience. If any regarding this PAC, then they may please ask, and they may directly ask also, or they may write in the chat box. I would look into chat box. Yes, good morning. Please ask your question. Tell from which institute you belong.
तो मेरे को वो नहीं पा रहा है ना वो डॉक्टर फॉन्ट साइज वगैरह चेंज कर सकते हैं क्योंकि एक ही स्लाइड में
I'm sorry. Just a moment, please. I'm not able to hear you appropriately. I would request all the participants to kindly mute your microphone. your mic so that
हाँ करना क्या है यहीं से आप तुमको क्या लगता है फिर दूसरी स्लाइड बनाना पड़ेगा यहीं से
उन्होंने इवन बताया
सेलेक्ट
था
कर
कि
लो
इसकी कोई वो होगा कोई है
Multiple people are talking at a time, sir. So that is the problem.
ये तो है ना
One at a time you can speak.
okay,
One at a time.
one at a time one can speak. Please.
कलर इसका चेंज करो आप
Hello.
इतनी कलरफुल हो गया
Dr. K. Purna Nagashri. Dr. K. Purna Nagashri.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. Dr. Mohan, you can please identify the person who is speaking, and then you can ask them to ask the question so that it would be I would be addressing them. Yes, please, Dr. Ask. Puchiye. Yeah, ask me.
Hello.
Yes, you are audible. Please.
Sir, is it audible, sir?
Yeah, now it's audible. Please speak.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It was a very nice presentation. Myself, Dr. Nagashri, sir. I'm calling from Raghu College of Pharmacy, Visakhapatnam.
Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt, like you said, like virtually the NAAC people will come, but nowadays, like we are seeing the teams are coming. I mean, like they're coming in person, no, sir. So is it like
You. Okay, I got your
so
question.
after
Yeah, I got your question, and that I'm answering this question. So that the teams that you are.
2022, the people will come.
Yes. I got it. So I'm answering this question that the teams that you are observing visiting from the NAAC that is known as the peer team, and this is basically for the full assessment and accreditation process. In the full assessment and accreditation process, the physical visit of the team would be there. In the PAC, so far I'm not sure the PAC process has commenced or initially because this would be taking some time. Afterwards, the PAC assessment would be started. PAC assessment would be primarily through the virtual mode, and if it is desired or if it is observed by the NAAC itself or the institution demands that on-site visit should be there, then the on-site physical visit of the peer team would be there. So, but for the full assessment and accreditation, the physical visit is there by process.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I hope your question is answered.
Sir, are there any institutes like who have gone for this PAC, sir? Like, do you know any institution?
So far, in my knowledge, I didn't come across any institution.
Recent times.
So it's better that you start preparing. If you are planning to go for PAC, then you start preparing the documentation because it would require a lot of documentation also. And rather, I would suggest to the institutes that those who intend to get this PAC status by NAAC, that you do this exercise for 1 year, the last completed academic year, and then replicate this exercise for the previous year also, so that in the NAAC you would be required to supply in certain questions for the data of the 5 years.
Okay.
So this 5-year data, it's better to start the compilation process from today onwards. So it would be easy for the institutions. Yes, please. Next, please.
Dr. Narendra sir. Dr. Narendra sir.
Yes,
sir,
Dr.
good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, please.
So in the quantitative analysis, so for the fourth question, pass percentage of students.
Yes, sir.
For the last academic, we have semester system now, sir.
Okay.
So for both the B Farm and M Farm. So we need to mention the pass out percentage or pass percentage of that entire 4 semesters or 8 semesters.
Yes, let me tell you. There are two things that there is a difference between the versions. As far as this PAC is concerned, then you have to provide, suppose 4 semesters, 4 years are there. Then either at one point of time you would be having the even semester, and one point of time you would be having the odd semester. So for this particular provision, you will take the even semester examinations, and in that you have to count all the students who are appearing in the various programs on the various years. and the total number of students appearing for the examinations, because you would be required to provide this number, and how many students passed.
Okay, first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
Yes, all.
M.Pharm second semester, M.Pharm fourth semester.
Yes.
So total, out of the total, we need to calculate the pass percentage.
Yes, sir.
Including 2 programs.
Yes, sir. So all the programs, across all programs, all whatever the examination you are conducting at one point of time, then this is to be given. And in the full assessment accreditation process, usually it is being average. If it is a semester system, the average is being taken. But so far it is not made much clear by the NAAC, and I hope in the coming time. So this is better that how many students are appearing, because one student will be appearing 2 times, and that should not be counted actually.
Okay. Yeah. So only regular students only.
Yes, regular students.
Dr. G.N. Pramodini.
Yes,
Dr. G.N. Pramodini.
Yes, sir.
You can speak, ma'am. Ma'am, you're not audible.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you please speak. I can hear you.
Yeah, sir, the presentation, what information you have given, it is more accurate and precise, and whatever doubts we had, it has been clarified by your presentation, sir.
Okay, thank you. So if any specific thing is still there, then you can please ask, or if it is compliment, then I thank you for giving me this compliment. I tried my best to make this presentation self-illustrative.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Please name yourself and then ask your question.
The principal, Srivasavi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences.
Sir.
So my question is, we have almost to start 17 years old institution this is.
Okay, sir.
So now we apply for what you are saying, the last question of 15th. Mm-hmm. Why you present the provisional certification? How you justify? Because we're already 17 years old institution. Still, provisionally accreditation, is it how you justify and apply for the provisional? That's my doubt.
Sir, since it is a 17-year-old student and you are principal of Vasavi College?
Yes.
Dr. K. Srinivas, sir. Okay. Sir, actually, I would suggest, based on my experience, that definitely this question would be a question mark is there, that why you have not gone through so far, despite of the repeated reminders since 2012-13.
Yes.
So I would suggest you that you go for the full assessment and accreditation instead of PAC. Okay. Because you are having lot many things, and only thing is that you need to have the rigorous exercise or training for your faculty members for 6 to 8 months, and I hope that it would be done, that you would be getting good marks. However, if you want to go for this PAC, you can this by provision of NAAC you are eligible for that, and in that you just have to show that so far we were not having any orientation towards this. So that you have to justify in terms of some diplomatic language, basically.
Yes. Okay then. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Sunil Har, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Sir, from the quantitative questions,
yes,
question number 5, question number 9, and question number 10.
Yes, please.
The data needs to be provided regarding research publications, as well as co-curricular, curricular activities, along with faculty development, any other capacity building programs.
Yes, sir.
The data needs to be provided for the only one previous academic year.
Yes, sir.
Is it so?
Yes. Yeah. This is required for a previous one academic year.
Hello,
because
sir.
So far, this thing has not been mentioned there in the manual for PAC, but it was given in one presentation by the NAAC officials. That is, the previous year academic, lastly completed academic year data is to be provided in all the questions.
Yes, sir. One more question, sir, please.
Yes, sir, please.
Is there any type of interaction by the NAAC peer team along with the stakeholders like parents or students or alumni like this?
Yes, in the full assessment and accreditation process, there are provisions that they used to inquire, or they used to interact. So far, this PAC is concerned because till now that no PAC visit is there in my notice, so I don't think that would be done. But they may ask, they may interact. They may ask to the institute, okay, you arrange some sort of thing, so that this is up to them. But in provision, it is not mentioned anywhere. Because in a peer team, in the normal process, what happens that 1/3 of the question, 1/3 of the marks weightage is being given by the peer team, and 3/4 is given usually. 2/3 is given by the DVV process.
Okay.
So in this case also, the
much.
DVV process would be taken by the NAAC, and then this only questions, 15 questions, they would be assessing that what are the things that you are providing. It would be there, so that over the period of time the things would be clarified. It's better you arrange the things, you do the things, and if it is asked also, that there is no point of worry about that.
Yes, sir. Fine.
Yes.
Dr. Kamal Yadav. Dr. Kamal Yadav.
So, sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, your presentation is excellent, very good, very nice information, sir. Regarding question number, student pass percentage, it's a cumulative percentage or a semester-wise percentage? Some of the students are also like odd semester and even semester. So some of the students are passed in odd semester, some of the students are clear in even semester. That 4 years, suppose example is one course B.Pharm, sir. B.Pharm is the 4 years course. So 4 years course percentage is required or semester-wise percentage required?
Sir, in that at one point of time, how many students appeared in all courses? Of course, it would be, because you have asked a question which is very ambiguous, and then it is leading a lot many confusion that which data to be included, which not to be. So I would suggest that you take the regular students. The number of regular students who appeared first time in the first attempt.
Okay.
Because in the first attempt, who is failed, of course, he would be taking the another one, so that he need not to be counted twice there. So the philosophy behind this question is that one student to be counted once only.
Okay. In another thing is also computer and student ratio. I think you have mentioned 30:1.
Yes, student computer ratio, you can see that 50:1. You can see the screen?
Sir, I have seen, sir.
So it's 50:1, 30:1 to 50:1, 1 mark, and if it is less than 30 for one computer, it is 2 marks.
Sir, our college is also affiliated to Jawaharlal Technological University, Hyderabad, sir.
Okay.
So the university norms mentioned 1:10 only. We are maintaining 1:10.
So it's better that definitely you will be getting 2 marks out of that. This is the minimum thing that NAAC is prescribing.
Okay, sir.
So it's better if the 10 computers are there for one student. It's a very good thing.
Okay, sir. So another one, sir, you have mentioned another question like cultural events, sports and games and other things are also, sir, extracurricular activities.
Yes, sir, this one.
So more than 3 means that may be considered in the year, academic year, sir?
Last completed academic year, at least 3 activities you have conducted, then you would be granted 2 marks.
Okay, sir. So thank you very much, sir, for your
thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Niranjan Panda. Dr. Niranjan Panda.
Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. I can hear you. Please ask your question.
Sir, my question is in qualitative question. Question number 1. I want some clarity on that.
Yes, sir. This one you want to know that how
quality? This one. What are the what we have to submit the documents and what are the method we have to adopt?
See,
justify this question.
here the NAAC want to know that while teaching the students, or not all the students are of the equal performer. They would be categorized in the two categories, like slow learners or advanced learners. So slow learners means who are facing difficulty in maintaining the normal pace, and advanced learners are that they are extraordinary students. They are running ahead to the normal pace. The normal pace is you can say average student. And if the student is not able to cope up with the normal pace, then what are the mechanisms by which you identify those slow learners? What are the measures that you are providing to them, and what is the outcome of those measures that you have to describe here? And for the advanced learner who are very bright, then what are the opportunities you are giving to them for enhancing for further development of their curricular aspects or their multifaceted development? And what are the criteria by which you identify them, and what are the mechanism or initiative that you introduce, and what is the outcome of that? So all the things you have to mention
So
here.
you are saying, sir, a tutorial class we have to conduct?
Yes, tutorial classes. I will say you the examples: remedial classes, tutorial classes, or some the tailor-made assignments which will be boost their confidence, psychological counseling to the slow learners. So these are the initiatives that you can take for the slow learners. And in advanced learners, you can motivate them for participating in some conference or seminar to write up some research papers or some presentation in some seminar conferences, so that they can further evolve their things.
Another question, sir. In a quantitative, that pass percentage is there, na?
Yes, sir.
So in that pass percentage, it is for final year student or for each and every semester?
So the same question I have already answered. And Dr. Rupesh Shukla is also there. Sir, can you hear, sir?
Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, if you want to highlight something in that, because to the best of my knowledge, I gave this answer. If it is there with you, please.
Sir, still it is a confused question.
Confusion, yes.
There is a confusion because here in original SSR, for the actual SSR, they are asking only for the final year students, but we are not asking for the final year students. So we should prepare all the records, means we should prepare the record of all the students who are enrolled in our institutions. And at the time of submission, because we are going for the first time, so it's not clear what should I do or we should do. So we should prepare the data of all the students, and at the time of submission, if they ask only the 5 last year students, so we'll submit that. Otherwise, we'll submit the complete data for the complete students studying in our institutions.
Sir, another thing is there for final year students, within 1 and 2 months, they will have some advanced supply like exam. So in advanced supply, if some student will have 1 or 2 backlog, they may clear it and get their PCCMM. So
no, sir. In this one thing is clear that you have to mention the students who appeared in the first attempt of a particular examination and in the passed in the first attempt.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
This is sure. This is you have
sure.
to
because no etiquette, no backlog, no year
yes.
nothing.
Nothing would be.
Not a single student from these category must be included.
Else it would be very cumbersome. It would be very difficult for you to count, because large number of students is there, large number of subjects are there, large number of students failing in the different subjects. How will you calculate that?
Okay. Thank you, sir. Very nice
sir.
conversation.
Sandeep Agarwal. Mr. Sandeep Agarwal.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yes, Dr. Sandeep, please.
Yes. Sir, my question is related to quantitative.
Yes, sir.
Number 5, sir. In that question, it is mentioned that the research paper published in the conference are the journals with ISSN number or ISBN number. Should it be counted or not?
Yes, because here also some confusion is there, because if the conference proceeding is listed through some agencies that I mentioned here, because regarding publication, if the publication is by PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science or UGC Care List, listed journal, it would be counted in the full assessment and accreditation process. In conference proceeding, if the abstract is published in the form of book or a full research paper is being published, then it would be counted.
Okay.
Sir.
Thank you.
Sir, please, sir.
Should I interrupt, sir?
Sir, Shukla, sir, please.
One input from my side is if a book is published in the conference proceedings, that can be considered as a book chapter or the book. So
Okay.
we may claim for that metric also. Number of book chapters, number of conference, and even ISBN numbers. So you can claim for that metric also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But if it is only for the, as sir told that, Web of Science, Scopus, and UGC Care, then we can include these papers only in the paper published in journals.
Yes, sir.
Or if other than these, then we can claim for the book published. And that book must have the ISBN number. If it has a ISBN number, then that will be counted in the book published matter.
Yes, sir. So ISBN number must be there, and
Yes.
as far as the PAC is concerned, provisional accreditation is concerned, you can count all the things, because NAAC has very much relaxed in this particular matrix. So you can count those things.
It is combining all things into
Yes,
one
yes.
matrix.
Because in the full accreditation process, these are the separate matrices.
Yes, sir.
Anand Addagalla. Anand. Mr. Anand.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, myself, Anand, from Provisional College of Pharmacy, Bhimavaram.
Sir.
Sir, my question is, in results calculation, percentage of student pass.
Yes, sir.
So, can we consider that revaluation?
No, sir.
So, first examination they may fail, but revaluation may apply.
No, it would not be there. That you have to pass the calculate the pass percentage with this first attempt.
Sir.
Personal.
Sir, again,
Another question is.
Sorry,
for this,
just
sir, this point. For this point, sir.
Dr. Rupesh is
yes,
giving.
For this particular point, if you have a result sheet that is issued by the university, that should be used for calculating the pass percentage.
Yes.
In that sheet, only the students against those we are having the pass. It means
Yes.
University is mentioning the pass, and the students are currently enrolled. Means only for the particular session, not the backlog, not the year break or the etiquette students or the revaluation. So count only those students who are passed in the result sheet that is issued by the university. So you should count only those students, and the rest of the students you have to ignore.
That can be kept as a proof, sir.
Yes, that is a proof. Actually, that is actual proof. You can put that proof that we are having this sheet, result sheet issued by the university, and in that result sheet we have a pass against pass percentage. That is the actual proof for this particular matrix.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience? Dr. Megha Shah, you can unmute yourself.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Megha. Please.
Sir, here in first question, there is a demarcation of percentage of faculty as per the sanctioned post.
Okay.
So in our case, there is a different regulatory bodies are there like PCI, AICT, and our itself university, that is GTU. So sanctioned post is differ somewhat in all these three. So can we consider any of this?
Your institution is Pharmacy Institute?
Yes, yes, sir.
So I would suggest you to go with the Pharmacy Council of India recommendations. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Dr. Megha, you got your question that you go for with the Pharmacy Council of India's mentioned faculty details.
Okay, okay. So we have to consider PCI for
yes,
that.
Yes, PCI.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And really, it was a
sorry
nice
for interrupting you again, sir.
Sir, sir.
One more thing that we can put as a proof. So, as you told that we should have a pharmacy council notifications against the sanction post for the based on the strength. So we can calculate the number of sanction posts on the basis of intact.
Yes, sir.
As per the notification issued by the PCI or in the other institutions like an AICT, and that can be used as a proof against the matrix. And on our letterpad, we can make a table for the particular program or particular year wise, and that should be sealed and signed by the management as well as the principal. So that will be proof for the sanction post, because not a single any notification or the letter is there that shows that you should have this sanction post in your institution. But not, it is available only in the government institutions, the number of sanction posts and field posts against those sanction posts. But in the private institution, it is not available, the sanction posts in the notification of any regulatory body. So we should make a letter, and in that letter we can make a table, and that table should be should contain the sanction post and issued by sanction post as per the intact. We are having the sanction post as per the intact, and that should be sealed and signed by the management body and as well as the principal.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Dr. Rashmi from Kannada College of Pharmacy.
Yes,
sir, in criteria 1, that mentions about certificate courses to be conducted per year. Is there a minimum number of courses that have to be conducted? Or
you are asking regarding PAC or a full accreditation process?
certificate courses, sir.
So you are asking about in that full accreditation process you are asking about, or provisional accreditation point of view?
It is actually in the NAAC manual, criteria 1.
Yes, it is a full assessment and accreditation. Yes, there is no minimum criteria, because whatsoever the programs you are running, that let it be a diploma program or a degree program, that you have to mention that. But in another aspect, one more matrix is there. They will ask you that how many new programs you have introduced, because they are having separate marks during last 5 years. So if it is more programs are there, it would be good.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Any queries from audience? You can unmute yourself. Rathore sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, as it is a virtual, inspection, so do we need to maintain any soft copies on the drives? Because
yes, because anyhow you are going to scan those documents to upload on the next portal, and of course whatever the document you have uploaded, they would be certainly seen by this PAC, and you also need to keep all these things ready with you, so that if they ask, then you can share with them that these are the things that we are conducting. Proofs.
So can you give some light on quantitative matrix? What are the files in brief we need to maintain for quantitative matrix? Quantitative, yeah, qualitative matrix.
The descriptive type of questions you are asking
yes,
about?
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
So say for example, if you are conducting this, let's take a matrix of FDP or seminar, conferences, or some curricular, co-curricular activities, so that you have to mention one page report of each event, and in that there must be some photograph. Description should be there, that who has conducted, when it was conducted, where it was conducted, who were the resource person, who were the participants, how many participants were there who participated there, and it should be supported by the list of participants. And one more step ahead is that keeping if you are providing certificate in that keeping the copy of the certificate with you. So this sort of documentation you need to be keep ready with you while answering the descriptive type, or any other activity or any other sort of things you are. The rule of thumb is that whatever you are claiming, whatever you are mentioning, you must be having the supplement document with that to prove that this event, because the event has been conducted in past, and the things which are documented, it would be considered that happened. The things which are not documented would consider that it has not been happened.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So this is the rule of thumb.
Okay. Sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
sir,
ma'am.
I also have one query.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, like in a NAAC accreditation process, there will be cycle 1, 2, 3, 4 continuation.
Yes.
So is there any, this PAC is only for once, na?
You can take this privilege of being status of PAC twice in 2 times you can take for 2 years tenure.
For 2 years, but 2 times.
Yes. Suppose today you are getting the status of PAC for 2 years. For another 2 years, you also can apply again, and then you can get this status for another 2 years, but maximum twice. And later on, you have to go for the full assessment and accreditation process.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good
Thank you
afternoon,
so
sir.
much.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
I
afternoon.
have a query regarding the placement.
Yes, please.
Sir, if there are 100 students, out of that, few are from foreign countries. So can we include them? Should we add them into the total like of number of outgoing students, because we cannot offer a job for the foreign students in India? So
No.
can we?
Yes. Those who have enrolled and who are passing out from your institute, you have to mention them. This would be counted in as for the calculation part.
Okay, so we should add them to the total
Yes,
number of
yes.
students.
And of course, you can remain in contact with them and get their status of the placement because let it be the Indian or foreign student, they are performing a course, and then certainly they would be placed somewhere, so that you can get the information or record with them, and then you can count them as placed if they are placed elsewhere.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ajit, sir.
Yes, sir. So thank you everyone for attending, and I would like to say thank to our resource person, Professor Mahendra Singh Rathore, sir, who has delivered the detailed lecture, I would say, on the PAC NAAC, the provisional accreditation for the colleges. So I hope our audience got cleared their questions and their doubts and queries. So thank you, Rathore sir, for delivering such a nice lecture in this webinar. And then it was supported very well by Sukla sir. So thank you, Rupesh Sukla sir. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation and joining here in this webinar to clarify the doubts of our audience. Thank you very much. And then I would come to Sri Vasabi Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Professor Srinivas sir, the principal, and Dr. Gandhi sir, who has coordinated this webinar very well. Thank you very much for your cooperation and conducting this webinar, I'll say. So everyone, I have a news here that, we are coming up with a full-fledged workshop on provisional accreditation for colleges and, universities and institutions. That is 2 days workshop. Every day there'll be 2 hours on 23rd and 24th. You will be getting registration links and the entire brochure in your email very soon, maybe by the evening. And feedback form has been shared here, so kindly fill the feedback form as well. So be ready for the full-fledged workshop on provisional accreditation for colleges, universities, and autonomous institutes. So that will be conducted on 23rd and 24th of March. So the brochure with the registration link will be provided in your email by evening or maybe by tomorrow morning. So be ready. And I would invite all of you here to join our ARCNET group, where you can clarify any doubt regarding your any accreditation. Maybe it is NAAC or PAC or IQAC or NBA, NIRF, or any kind of certification rankings and all. So please join our Telegram group link. Telegram link. I have provided the link here in the chat box also, and you must get that link in your email also. So I would invite you to join the group. So if you do not have the queries, but at least you will get the queries clarified by others, because there are the discussions. Whoever is asking the questions, our specialists, experts, who are the NAAC auditors, professors, principals, who are associated with these rankings, accreditations, and certifications, will be clarifying your queries live, in real time. So everyone will get updated with the news and newses and the new curriculums, new provisions which are provided by the NAAC or any other accreditation bodies or any certification bodies. So I'm inviting you all to join that and join our upcoming workshop also on PAC.
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to brief about this workshop. That
Yes, sir, please.
Dr. Ajit has discussed with me about this workshop, and in this workshop, I would like to tell all the participants that the detailed metric-wise documentation requirement. That what is the things? What are the things that you require at all for to get the PAC status? And of course, it would be useful for the forthcoming NAAC assessment and evaluation. In-depth detail with the matrices, with the type, each and every parameter, what are the supporting documents, along with examples, that what are the good institutions have done, and in which line you have to do your documentation. So all these things would be discussed.
Yeah, entire documentation process and everything will be, with the case presentations will be discussed in our upcoming workshop on 23rd and 24th of March.
Yeah.
So you just have to, join the workshop. You will get the link and everything in your email, because I think document cannot be shared here in the Zoom link, or so we will be sharing in your emails by evening. And please fill the feedback form. So thank you everyone. If no more questions, then thank you very much, and take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajit sir. Thank you, Rato sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Supraji. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone. Thank you. Take care. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you.